Hello, hello, hello friends. Toni Brown here, bringing you another vegan cooking class. Today I'm going to do a baked vegan mac and cheese. Earlier I posted a quick vegan mac and cheese. Today I'm doing a baked vegan mac and cheese. Most of this recipe comes from the Chic Natural, and I will post her link so you can compare her recipe to mine. I did add a few things and I'll tell you what I added as I go along, okay? Let's get started. Alright, so I have some water that I am boiling right now. Just bring several cups of water to a boil while you prepare the rest of your ingredients. First thing you want to do is put half a cup of raw cashews in some warm water. Let those sit for about 10 minutes. While those are soaking for 10 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and chop up my veggies. So I have half of a medium onion here, half of a large stalk of celery, one small carrot that I have peeled, washed, removed the ends, and then I have 2 small yellow potatoes. Alright, go ahead and cut those into pieces and then add them to my boiling water. Add these into your water and let them boil until the potatoes and the carrots are tender. Just check them every few minutes with a fork. When your fork can easily pierce through them, you know they're done. Okay, my vegetables, are about halfway there. It's not going very easily in with this knife. You can pierce with a knife or a fork. So I'm going to continue letting them cook. Test them again. But while they're continuing to cook, go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And also start you some water for your pasta. So I've got another pot of water back there, and I'm going to bring it to a boil. And then I'm going to add in some Banza shells that are made from chickpeas. Cook those to about al dente. Alright, my vegetables are to the point where they are cutting easily with this knife. Again, you can also test it with a fork. So they are ready to blend. I'm going to go ahead and drain the water off those. My pasta water is ready for me to throw in the shells made from chickpeas. This is an 8-ounce package. And get it open. I'm throw in the whole 8 ounces. Alright, my vegetables and my pasta shells have been drained. Next, I'm going to add all of those vegetables into a blender. And I'm going to add in 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. I'm going to add in 1 clove of minced garlic. Just put that in the garlic press here. 1 clove of garlic. And then about a tablespoon of fresh lemon juice. Squeeze that in. That's about a tablespoon. And then I'm going to add in half of a tablespoon of ground mustard. And then half a cup of vegetable broth. I'm using this one here, vegan protein broth. It's creamy, so I like to use that, but you can use just the regular vegetable stock as well. And then half a cup of water. And what I did when I drained the vegetables, I poured in half a cup of that water that I cooked the pasta in. I just think it's going to give it more flavor. And then you can put in a little bit of salt. Some black pepper. Just a tiny bit of cayenne pepper, not much. You can also leave this out if you don't like it spicy. I don't like it too spicy, so I just put a little bit there. And then some smoked paprika. Put this in my blender. Oh, I almost forgot the main ingredient. The raw cashews. So we had those soaking. I'm going to go ahead and drain that water off of there. And then blend until smooth. All right, I'm going to take some Mayoko's vegan butter, unsalted. And she says to put a 1/3 cup in with the blended ingredients, but I stir it in with the noodles. Okay, I'm not measuring it. I'm just putting enough in until God tells me to stop. Okay. And then just stir that around with the hot noodles, okay? Until it's all melted, and it doesn't take long. My butter is nice and incorporated. Now I'm going to take that yummy, yummy cheese sauce that we made and just pour it all over. Look at that. Woo. Y'all, I take this sometimes and I don't do a vegan mac and cheese, but what I do is just make it up and then I'll take out about a cup at a time and heat it in the microwave. And I pour it over baked potatoes with veggies, and this cheese sauce is so good. This vegan cheese sauce. That you can pretty much do a lot with it. You can also take, like, you know, the packets of dry taco seasoning mix and mix a little bit in there for a nacho dip, and it's just good. It is really, really good. All right, so I'm gonna mix all of these noodles, and then I'm gonna put a little extra twist on her recipe. I'm going to sprinkle some Trader Joe's vegan Parmesan cheese alternative there. Just cover the top evenly. And then I also want a little bit of panko breadcrumbs. Make sure you get the plain because the other breadcrumbs have cheese. The plain ones do not have cheese. Sprinkle a little bit over the top just for a nice little crunch. And on the cheese and the breadcrumbs, you can go as light or as heavy as you want to. This is not in her recipe, it's just an addition that I added. All right, now I'm going to pop this in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes until it's nice and brown and bubbly around the edges, okay? Before I put this in the oven, I am going to sprinkle some smoked paprika on top just because I like the nice little color that it gives it. All right, and now I'm going to pop it in the oven 25 to 30 minutes. While I'm waiting for my vegan mac and cheese to get done, I'm going to go ahead and do some vegan candy yams. The only difference between my vegan candy yams and my regular candied yams is the butter that I use. Everything else is considered vegan. And again, I use the Mayoko's cultured vegan butter. If you want to do regular candy yams, you can do the same recipe using regular butter, okay? So I cut up about 2 medium sweet potatoes here. And to that, I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of sugar. That was a little less than 1/4. So this is a 1/4 measuring cup, and I still have about that much left in there. And then I'm also going to do about 1/4 cup of brown sugar. You can do light or dark, your choice. And then I'm going to drizzle in about 1/4 cup of light Karo syrup. The brown sugar, the white sugar, and the Karo syrup, they give it that sticky gooiness that we all love about candied yams. I don't have a lot of real measurements on this because I literally just dump stuff in, guys. I've been cooking candy yams probably 25 years or more, or way more than that. And my granny taught me how to cook, and if anybody learned how to cook from their grandma, you learned how to dump things in, stir, taste. You knew what it looked like. You knew when it was done, just from your experience. So I'm going to put just a tiny amount of cloves. Just sprinkle that in. And that is a very tiny amount. Cloves can be very overpowering, so make sure you don't put too much of that in. And I'm also going to put a tiny amount of nutmeg. And then some ground cinnamon. I'm very much a visual learner because, again, my grandmother taught me how to cook, and she taught me how to look at things and see that it was enough. And then some ground ginger. And then I like to put some orange zest in. Normally I use the dry McCormick mix, but I don't have any today. They didn't have any when I went to the store. So I'm just going to do a little mandarin orange here and take the zest off of it. And if I have to give you a measurement, I would say this is a tablespoon of orange zest. And then I'm going to put in a couple of tablespoons of vanilla extract. Sorry, a couple of teaspoons. And again, I don't do a lot of measuring with this. I'm just giving you a reference. And then about 1/2 teaspoon of lemon extract. I'm going to put little pats of vegan butter on top. about 1/4 cup of water. You don't have to put a whole lot because yams make their own water. And I'm doing these on the stovetop. A friend taught me how to do this a long time ago. It takes much less time than doing it in the oven. For Thanksgiving and things like that, I'll do them in the oven, but if I'm in a hurry like today, I do them on the stovetop. So cover them, bring them to a boil, and then turn them now to simmer. And you want to cook those until they are nice and tender. And make sure you do stir them occasionally. What is wrong with my speech today? Make sure you do stir them occasionally so that all of our good, yummy ingredients can be well incorporated. My vegan mac and cheese is done. I'm going to scoop a little bit out just so you can see what it looks like on the inside. Y'all, when I tell y'all, this mac and cheese is so freaking good. Look at it. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Yum, yum, yum. Woo! It's still hot. Oh, it's so good. Yes, yes, yes. All right, talk to me, somebody. They are done. They smell wonderful. Got all of my nice syrup here developed. Hope you all enjoyed these 2 dishes. Bon appetit.